Hello everyone, we are joined by Grandmaster Richard Rapport, who just won his game against Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin and won the FIDE Grand Prix in Belgrade. Congratulations, Richard, very good game.
Thanks.
According to Chess by the Numbers, the Twitter account, right now you have 98% chance to reach the candidates. How do you feel about that?
The game just ended, so I am obviously overwhelmed. It's always an incredible feeling to win a final game, especially, when it's a knockout event. So usually when you win a knockout event final game, usually you win the thing. I'm extremely happy, but yeah, about the candidates, I feel like mathematically it's still possible for me not to qualify, which knowing myself is a real possibility. On the other hand, of course, I don't really care. I mean, I gave my all here in Belgrade, where I live, by the way. So I finally, after having so many good memories with the city, I couldn't afford to have a bad one, right?
Yeah, so. Of course. Could you please tell us about some crucial moments in this game, because it was really crazy one, and at some point you decided to deny repetition to play for win.
So let's go from the beginning. Okay, he went for a6, and I went a3, which is kind of a half nonsense move, half serious because I am kind of mirroring him. But it had some ideas actually. So he went, I think things were pretty reasonable until here. And here I decided to go for over-ambitious plan with bishop e5. I think it's fine if I just go knight f3, I don't know, knight c6 and I develop. It's
like
just, I can even take and bishop d3 or just bishop e2. It's different strategies, like for instance here he would go c4. Oops. But then my a3 is useful, or I can take on c5. So instead I went bishop e5, which is very forcing, bishop e6. And here, maybe it was better to go g3 or knight e2, knight c6, and here g3 was probably better. And after g3, I wasn't sure, like, he can try to gain my bishop on e5 with something like knight e4, and f6 later on, and I can decide to sacrifice it, for instance, bishop g2, f6, bishop f4. Okay, it's a bit long. Yeah, let's say here, okay, or maybe first to take, sorry. Takes, and then I take, and now f6, bishop f4, let's say, and g5. And just to sack the bishop, like castles, gf knight f4, and this is definite compensation. But of course, in such a game, I was not trusting myself probably enough to do this. So yeah, g3 was definitely an option. After g3, he can play solid bishop d6, but then I think I'm just a bit better. So I went knight f4, which is not so precise. He did, I think, well. He took twice, queen takes different, bishop d6, and here the drama started to hit in slowly, because here I think bishop e2, I'm just a little bit better, probably nothing extraordinary, but fine position. So I went g3, rook c8 is strong, and here of course my last, normal move was knight takes e6, which I did in the game later on, f takes, bishop h3, but queen e7, he's fine, yeah?
Queen e7, yeah?
Yeah, of course. For instance, he's completely fine, it's normal position. But I went rook d1, and suddenly things got pretty much out of hand here. And he could also have taken on f4, but queen a5 also extremely unpleasant. And here I decided, of course, out of desperation, to just admit that my mental level wasn't too high at this point, and just to play rook c1, which I played last move rook d1. So it doesn't take a genius to understand that this is not so good for white here. So castles, knight takes e6, pawn takes, bishop h3. I just need to be on time to develop, otherwise things can get really nasty. King f7, castles. Where is this? Okay, I will just go like this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is my usual jam. So king f7, castles. Okay, rook c4 is very forcing, so there's not much to add. Here, bishop e5 also pretty forcing, knight e2. And here this was, I think, first critical-ish moment in the game. Like, I took rook takes c4, I was thinking to play rook b1. Also was an option. And just to try to hold on to the rooks and play for f4, knight d4. And the position is actually very concrete, because f4 is such a big threat with following up with knight d4. So maybe this was a better option, I don't know. Like, I felt like this was maybe more principled. But for some consideration, I decided to trade on c4 instead. And here the problem was that I originally intended f4. Bishop takes b2 is only move. Rook to b1. And here he can just trade everything. For instance, I don't know, like takes here. Takes.
Yeah, and
check.
Rook
And
b7
yeah, and here he just moves with the king. I don't know. Maybe here.
somewhere.
And the a pawn is pretty strong, yeah. So it's like I'm collecting g7 and d6, but bishop c5, a5, and I don't really see how I'm stopping this this pawn. So this was my original idea, but I couldn't really make it work. So I played before. Queen a4 is strong because he wants some communication with the rook and queen c2 or rook c2. And knight f4 I think is almost like only move. Trade is forced. Takes queen c6. So this was the first strange moment in the game. Like I went here, like I was expecting a draw, let's say with rook e4, queen d2, rook c4, and I don't really see what can I do because he wants. I mean, he has an amazing structure, right? He just needs to dominate my pieces. My only play is against the king, that I get active somehow, and so I was expecting something like this, and he's threatening with g6 and my bishop to block the knight e4. So I feel like queen e3 is logical and not much to say. And yeah, queen e3 is a kind of an annoying move because like I'm threatening with queen e5, so like he has to deal with it somehow. But he went knight e4, which is like way more ambitious. But you know, like f3, and here only move is to repeat, right? So it's not like more ambitious; it's just a very strange sequence actually. So rook c3. Okay, first here it's important to add that queen e1 seems to be winning because if the knight moves, I take on e6, for instance. I don't know, just and he cannot take it back. But he has queen b6 check, king moves, and rook e3. And, actually, tables are turning, and knight c3, and I'm totally dominated. So queen d4 was, oops, sorry, again. Okay, we'll just go like this. Yeah, queen d4 was played, and rook c4. So we are repeating moves here.
Yeah,
and
we were thinking like you are going to sign a draw.
Yeah, that would have been a reasonable decision because I went down to 2 minutes. But then I decided, you know, well, I don't know how to put it. I decided to take my destiny into my own hands, let's put it this way, and gamble a little bit. Maybe this is the most accurate way of putting it, because of course I couldn't see all the lines till the end, and nor do I believe that white should be winning here, or, I mean, objectively. But queen e5, I played this very forcing, and d2 is only move, f5. And here already first interesting moment, queen b6 check or knight takes f1. Queen b6 check is very tricky. I have to go king h1, captures, pawn takes check, and here, ironically speaking, king e8 loses, like in the game it wasn't, because of this check, and I'm picking up the rook. Like king d8 is queen takes d5.
Yeah, just to show to our viewers,
yes,
like you're collecting this rook, yeah?
Just completely.
It's working, yeah.
So, but king g8 is the move, and we were discussing this after the game. Of course, I can perpetual. I think. I mean, I don't think I'm in danger if I take also like. Because king, I have rook c1. Let's say, yeah, it's not working because king. Okay, e7 maybe, and takes king g2, king h3. So I don't think I'm in danger after bishop takes f1. But also I don't see the win for white. This was one option, and also like e7. Oops, sorry. King g8. Yep. So e7 was a very interesting line, but knight takes g3 check. This, and here actually I initially thought white is winning, but I blundered this check. It's very unpleasant, yes.
Ah, okay,
and
very nice one.
Yeah, king f7, and he's on time. So like I cannot play this, so probably this was fine for him, queen b6 check. Of course, this is not so easy to see when you are play, you know, like 10 moves from the west. Yeah,
you had only
so
10
knight
minutes.
takes f1 also and check, and here king e7 was something that I wasn't sure about, but I take, and it's a really crazy line. King d6, check, king c7 I think is only move, and e7, and now I'm threatening. I mean, it's lucky for me because I'm not threatening to queen actually. I'm threatening with queen d8 checkmate, right? But check. And maybe, I mean, this actually I realized only like during like later on, like maybe in this position, the same idea what he tried to sacrifice the rook is going to work because my queen is not on the diagonal. So I think.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Like, but okay, this is. I mean, of course, you can be very smart about this after the game, but during the game,
to calculate.
Yeah, during the game you just calculate king e2. He will not be able to mate me because I'm attacking the rook with next move, so there is no perpetual, and then something happens. But probably like rook e1 check here withdraws, right? Because the queen is misplaced.
Ah, okay, very nice idea.
Yeah, and so okay, whatever. Let's just you do this trick. Yeah. So we were here. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, no
this
problem.
Is my lack of technical
magical touch.
Ability. Yeah. So queen b6 check, king takes f1, and suddenly I believe. Okay, I'm not. First of all, I'm not risking anything. Like I was very low on time, and of course it's hard to be in such a situation. Like you said, okay, I was not only playing to win the tournament, but also playing to have this 98% of
reaching the candidates.
Yeah. So it's hard, but on the other hand, I figured that I'm not risking anything. For instance, okay, like check here, like maybe here queen d6 or something, I don't know, just to move. I can play bishop to f5, and he has no checks against my king.
Yeah, because c2 is protected.
Yeah,
by
he has
the
like
bishop,
0
yeah.
checks. My queen is amazingly placed, and okay, I have this 2 pawns. So even materially, actually, I'm up. I mean, I don't say like I would like to trade queens or something, but just that I am not actually. I can always perpetual him if something goes really wrong. So he went for rook e1, which is of course first of all it's kind of desperate, but second of all it's kind of reasonable because it's kind of a gamble. He has, of course, we were both on second, so and there is no idea for basically for black to hold on. I mean, to the rook, right? Because after move 40, I will just be probably winning. So he goes for rook e1 check, which is either draw, either just loses on the spot. But luckily for me, of course, I couldn't see it in advance. In this position, after the checks, I have this idea. Okay, I repeated once, and king a1, and king a1, and now he would need to give. Basically, the idea is that this is okay for him, and here, like in the game, finally he went queen f1 check, so he would need to go queen f1 check without my bishop protecting the square. So, for instance, the idea was that if he would play here king a1 check, the difference is that I go to a2, and now he would need to go queen c4 check, which is not allowed by the rules, and queen c2, queen b2, and I'm covering all the checks, and of course.
Yeah, and after queen c4,
yeah, just king a1, yeah.
Yeah, and there is no check.
Yeah. And I'm covering all the checks, and okay, I have 2 pawns and the bishop, so that doesn't hurt. So yeah, it was very tense game, let's put it this way, and I, of course, clearly wasn't my best games ever, nor probably best game from this tournament, but usually these last round games when both players are trying, to achieve something are ending, at least in my experience, are bringing such a struggle, yeah, so... Of course, I'm extremely happy that I got.
Yeah, we can see that you are happy. So congratulations. And my final question: how are you going to celebrate?
I have no idea yet. Of course, I would like to thank my wife, of course, and because basically I didn't really have a big team of people. Of course, some friends were writing to me throughout the tournament, but she was there with me from step 1 basically, and already for a very long time. And finally, we did it. So yes, so I guess I will celebrate with her, and yeah, we'll see.
Then congratulations once again, and thank you very much for joining us. Our guest was Grandmaster Richard Rapport, and one more thing,